welcome back to another episode of Into the 99. We've got 99 cards because Commander is number one. I am joined today with Brian. Brian, how are you doing?
Oh, excellent.
That's good to hear. Good to hear. We don't have Slothy with us today. He's off. He's taking care of some other stuff. So yeah, it's just Brian and I. This is going to be our last episode before Christmas. The next week we won't have one. Obviously, we record Sundays and Christmas is Sunday. So to everyone, happy early, Merry Christmas to everyone. If you don't celebrate, happy Family Day.
Happy holidays.
Yeah, whatever everyone does to do their holidays and stuff. There's no right or wrong way, but hopefully people get some time with friends and family and hopefully some time off work because everyone needs that.
100%.
Everyone really needs that, yeah. But yeah, no, we're doing this episode, and then we've got really fun New Year's one planned, so it's going to be a live one kind of thing that we do in person. Should be pretty nice with a nice video. We should have a video of today's one up at some point on YouTube, so check out the YouTube stuff. Thanks everyone who's rated us throughout the year, by the way. I appreciate it a lot. If you haven't, just take a few seconds and give us a rating. Hopefully before you see that I've built another group hug deck with this one, but I like group hug things, so just let me have fun. So yeah, without further ado, I'll jump into it. Thanks everyone again for being here throughout the year. It's been really fun. I know it's not technically our New Year one, but it's near the end of our season, and it just makes me happy that everyone's stuck through our silly episodes. So thank you.
Always a silly one.
Yeah. And with that, let's get into Kibo, Uktabi Prince. I just love this card. I thought it was hilarious. It's really funny. It's crazy that it's a $18 card as a buy a box promo still.
That's I didn't even know it was the buy a box promo. That's amazing.
There's two versions. The one that's not the buy a box promo is like $30.
Oh, really?
Yeah, people really like this monkey. There's lots of ways to build a deck like this. There's no right or wrong way. I went the group hug way because obviously that's who I am as a person. It's either like group hug or the most degenerate thing you've ever seen. And there's like no in between. It's just like 1 week I'm just like, okay guys, today we're going to be group hugging. And then the next week is going to be, okay, we are going to try and get this turn 2 Blightsteel Colossus with haste in.
Gross, yeah.
Yeah. So, Kibo is 2 and a green for a 2/2 Monkey Noble. It has tap. Each player creates a colorless artifact token named Banana. I smile every time. With tap, sacrifice it, add a red or a green, you gain 2 life. First off, let's just talk that ability. That's great. That's ramp for the whole table. That gets everyone up and running really, really quick. Brian's actually got to see this deck played before a few times now.
Yeah, I did not enjoy either of the games, but your deck did do what it was supposed to do.
My deck did monkey around. That's what I call this one, my monkey and around deck. It's really fun to hand out bananas. I need banana tokens, or I'm going to just start throwing bananas at my friends. So
he attempted.
Yeah. You know what I mean? I tried. The voice of reason in my life told me not to buy bananas to throw at my play group. But
really happy. Thank you, voice of reason.
Yeah, the thought was there. So Kibo's ability is already just really, really good for group hug. You've got life gain stapled in. You've got pseudo treasures. They can get red or green. If they're playing like anything else, no. If you're in an Esper deck, enjoy your green mana in your life. Grow up. But that being said, Kibo has another ability, and this ability actually isn't what I built the deck around initially, and it's a pretty crazy ability. Whenever an artifact an opponent controls is put into a graveyard from the battlefield, you put a 1/1 counter on each creature you control that's an ape or monkey. You can go that route. There are some cards like this would be a cool tribal deck, but it's not how I wanted to build it. I wanted to build it as a group hug thing because I just simply wanted to see a banana, make banana. You know, it's a simple life. You make banana.
I think you had, a 45-45?
No, the monkey was like a 70-70. Yeah, so I put a few cards in to really ramp up my monkey and around because the monkey gets so... Number one, first and foremost, again, there is no right or wrong way, but you do have to give this monkey trample. You've got to give him trample or unblockable because it gets so big. I usually don't actually build win conditions into group hug decks. I usually just have fun, and the whole purpose of my group hug deck is to make the table have a good time. I love starting nights off with a group hug.
And say this is why I have Ginger Jaxus in my group hug deck. I need to have a win con.
Sometimes you need to have a win con. Slothy saved the table. Those games have been really fun. But then on top of that, Kibo also has another ability of whenever it attacks, the defending player sacrifices an artifact. This is also really funny early game before you give people the banana to swing the monkey at them and make them lose their soul ring. You're
an animal. You don't let me have my soul rings.
Yeah, I wouldn't take your soul ring from you. You've been cool. I've taken enough. So Kibo just does a lot. Like, again, we've got a 1/1 counters theme across a tribal that we can build into this. We've got group hug, and we also have the ability to make people sacrifice artifacts. There's lots of good cards that should have gone into this deck, and I just didn't have room for them with the ones I wanted to put in. But like stuff like Viridian Revel is really, really going to do work in a deck like this. I can't remember if I found a slot for it. We'll get there when we get there. I build too many decks to remember what's in it. I just know it's got monkey stuff. It's a monkey business deck. It's no,
as it should be.
Yeah, this is just like I said, it's a very fun deck. So we'll get into what this stuff does. Starting with our artifacts, I'll start us off with Arcane Signet. It's just your simple ramp. 2 mana, you tap to add 1 mana of your commander's color identity. You can rarely go wrong with it.
The next one is probably, do you know what? I've picked up a couple, but they found their way into decks and then out of decks. We got Bootlegger Stash here, 5 and a green. It's an artifact. Lands you control have tap, create a treasure token. I'm not the bad about it. This is gorgeous.
It's a good card. The other version's cooler. I like the other version for sure. But a lot of times, like you said, it does come out of a deck because you're just like, okay, well, this is only going 1 for 1. It's only when you really get into untap shenanigans that something like this really gets a chance to shine, you know?
Or double, like if you have like doubling cards in there, so where tap a land, I get 2 treasures.
Yeah, exactly, right? Like we got a few of those in here too. We've got Font of Mythos, and I am so excited we just had one of the face-to-face events out in Calgary, and I picked up a stack of these. They had them in just like the damaged pile, and I picked up like a stack at $4 and $5. When I say a stack, I don't mean like I picked up 2. I picked up like 19. I really had a good time picking these up because I put them in so many decks. Font of Mythos, 4 mana. Yeah, right before we were recording, I'm sitting here talking to Brian during like the sound check, and I'm making decks in the background. I'm doing
many decks.
Yeah, I have 4 or 5 going right now that I'm just sitting there.
Your brain works in wonderful ways, Daniel.
I'm a special boy. Yeah. Font of Mythos, so anyways, is a 4 mana artifact. At the beginning of each player's draw step, they draw 2 additional cards, which is awesome. That is a great ability, and everyone knows that I put things like that in every deck. Like if you know from the Urza, or you've seen how I play my Urza deck, we know that I like to make people draw.
I like card draw, even if it is for everybody. I like to see it because I like to see people's decks go off.
Yeah, right? That's why I like playing Group Hug.
And then, obviously, we got lots of card draw. We're going to have, how do you pronounce that first word?
Gerper?
Yeah, there we go. Orrery. For colorless, each player may play an additional land on each of his or her turns. At the beginning of each player's upkeep, that player has no cards in hand. That player draws 3 cards.
That's a great ability. If you can empty your hand out, you get 3 cards upkeep, another card in the draw step.
I can't remember which game it was, but I was actually able to refill my hand every turn off of that card.
Yeah, well, and just being able to get the 2 lands out, you're not stuck, right? Usually in 4 cards, unless you're getting really unlucky, you're not going to draw 3 lands. That's not a great ratio. I've had those days. I've had those days. It's not great. We also have a Gruul Key Rune, which is 3 colorless. It taps for 1 red or green. And then you can pay a red and green. It becomes a 3/2 red and green beast creature with trample until end of turn. I actually really like the key runes like that because it's nice to have like a secret covert blocker, you know? Especially
those lands too.
Yeah, especially just there's so many commanders that just like wreck house with like a 1-shot if you're open. So it's kind of nice to be able to just be like, well, I'll block with my mana rock.
Key rune.
Yeah. So the next one's really, really cool, Brian. Yeah, please.
I equipped the Helm of the Host to the Key Rune.
Technically, you could equip it to the Key Rune and just make tons of Key Runes. Helm of my Key Rune.
Yeah, right. So we got Helm of the Host, 4 colorless. It's an equipment. At the beginning of combat on your turn, creatures accept the token. Token that's a copy of equipped creature, except the token isn't legendary. If equipped creature is legendary, that token gains haste. And it's equipped for 5.
Just make so many monkeys so fast.
Yeah.
Well, and first off is like, number one, again, I am group hugging at its core. At its core, that is what this deck is meant to do. It is to group hug. But
if you can give out more monkeys or more bananas.
Every time I add one, then yes, I'm giving out more bananas. And those bananas are, by the way, this deck gains a lot of life. I can't stress that enough. This deck does gain a lot of life. You could go like a life game. They made so many, especially around the Strixhaven era, they made so much cool stuff for green life gain. Like, you can really go off with it.
That'd be really interesting to see go.
Yeah, like I might make a second version when this monkey drops. I'm not buying more at $20. It's that is monkey business. No, but what's it called? I was gonna say as I said earlier, a tribal deck of this really, really goes strong. Like one of our playgroup guys, Alex, he has a tribal one and he hasn't got to play it yet, as far as I know. But seeing how big Kibo got, like I had 70 counters on it. 70 counters across a bunch of monkeys is a lot. And Helm of the Host is just going to make that effect like so much more.
All the monkeys.
Well, because it's not on each other monkey, right? So like every time an opponent like loses two, like you're going to get two artifacts. Like you're going to get a lot. And we do have token doublers in here. I have said this. So yeah, Helm of the Host is going to be pretty good. We've also got Horn of Greed because like again, I like group hug things. Shoot me, okay? Three colorless. Whenever a player plays a land, that player draws a card. That is a must draw. You don't get the option to draw, so you must draw.
Yeah, I always have to remember about those May cards, the ones that are must. But I don't want to take your favorite card away from you.
It's Howling Mine, of course. Of course we have a Howling Mine in the deck, because why would I not? It's 2 mana, it's my favorite card, and at the beginning of each player's draw step, if it's untapped, that player draws an additional card. I understand, everyone. You get it. You don't want to buy as many Howling Mines as me. I understand. But I just think it speeds games up. It makes it... A lot of people have sat there and, like... I'm going to go into a little bit of a rant again. People look forward to playing Magic all week. Lots of people have lots of bad things going on in their life. They hate their job, like work sucks, or everything's going great, and they just look forward to seeing their friends. Like, Brian's one of my best friends. I see Brian all the time, and I met Brian through Magic stuff, right? Yep. So it's a lot of
through a group hug deck.
Through a group hug deck. So a lot of times it's that's how I get together with my friends, right? For people, this might be the first time you meet someone. It's not fun to sit and not have a deck you worked on go off. I understand that these games happen, but it's still rough, right? It could be the end of a bad week, and you're like, you know what? I've made this Locust God deck, and I just want it to go off. And then you draw 2 lands, you think that you had a good opener, and then you don't see another land for 5 turns. It happens. It's rough. No one likes it, right?
That was last Friday.
Yeah, we all have those games. And I think Howling Mine really reduces them for everyone, right? Everyone gets card draw. It's a equal opportunity for everyone to see a little bit more of their deck and therefore play a little bit more of their deck. So, yeah, that's my rant. I will never stop putting Howling Mine in decks because I love it so much.
And this card is one of your staples. We're going to step Soul Ring. Everybody knows what Soul Ring does. We got Temple Bell, which is 3 colorless, and you tap it, and each player draws a card.
Again, yeah, just another card I really like putting in decks. I just like seeing people's decks pop off. It's fun. Temple Bell does great work, and it's a really fun win condition for when people try self-mill themselves.
Draw a card, please.
Yeah, Thassa's win condition on the stack. You tap, Temple Bell kill.
That's great.
That's good times. I've really liked this one for a while, too. I think this was initially in...
Strixhaven.
Yeah, the Brina deck, right?
Brina deck, yeah.
Yeah, Tempting Contract. It's 4 colorless. At the beginning of your upkeep, each opponent may create a treasure. For each opponent who does, you create a treasure. It's doing everything I want. It's group hug, and it's going to increase the monkey. And if you have a play group that plays like Smothering Ties, stuff like that, then this monkey is also going to go off really silly. Like, treasures are also wicked.
I'm surprised you don't have the jewel in here.
Coveted Jewel?
Yeah.
Coveted Jewel's a great one. I should have put that one in. But again, I just ran out of card space really fast with some of the stuff I wanted to put in.
Nope, makes sense. So oh no, we still got one more here. We got the Ozolith.
Yeah, this is a recent upgrade.
1 colorless. Whenever a creature you control leaves the battlefield, if it had counters on it, put those counters on the Ozolith. At the beginning of combat on your turn, if the Ozolith has counters on it, you may move all counters from the Ozolith onto target creature. I understand why you want the Ozolith.
Yeah, the monkey never sleeps. You take the monkey from me, the monkey comes back angry.
We do. That real chimpanzee rage.
Yeah, exactly. I'm over here making orangutan sounds, banging on the table. If you kill the monkey, yes, you get it, Brian. You understand what's going on. I'll go into my creature section here. So I start off. I got Birds of Paradise because again, I just want to ramp this monkey out as fast as I can. It's 1 for a 0/1, and it's flying, and it adds 1 mana of any color.
Then we got Elvish Mystic. We know these cards.
Yeah, we've got a lot of budget ramp. It's basically Land of War Elves, but with a different.
This third one is one that I used to play a lot, and I don't know why I've stopped. But we have Fertilid. Fertilid enters the battlefield with 2+1/+1 counters on it. Oh, Fertilid does cost 2 at a green. I should mention that. And then you can pay a colorless and a green to remove a +1/+1 counter from Fertilid. Target player searches their library for a basic land card, puts it onto the battlefield, tapped, then shuffles your library. And if you did want to be nice, you could allow someone else to go and search.
That's all I use Fertilid for.
Yeah.
Yeah. Also,
no, I'm saying a target player, though.
Yeah, no, that's what I mean. That's all I do. All I do is give it to other people.
Oh, okay, that's awesome.
I'm a generous person.
Because I usually give it to myself.
It would be really fun to Ozolith the 70 tokens onto Fertilid and then just be like, Brian gets 20 of his basic lands.
That would be funny. Just let everybody go and get their basics. Here, guys.
Let's see what Brian gets. We have Findhorn, which is just Land of War Elves version 3. Yeah. Yep. No problems with that. Brian, take this next one, though.
We got Hellkite Tyrant, 4 and 2 red. Creature Dragon, flying, trample. Whenever Hellkite Tyrant deals combat damage to a player, gain control of all artifacts that player controls. I want my bananas back.
Yep.
And then at the beginning of your upkeep, if you control 20 or more artifacts, you win the game.
Pretty solid, like, pseudo-win condition in it.
Yep. No, I would put it in there.
Yeah.
If you're giving out all these treasures, because I stopped using the treasures at one point, or the bananas at one point, because it
too much ramp. Yeah. Well, it is also nice to just have like 40 life available of like instant life gain sitting on the field, right?
Yep. Because I like what are some of the cards like the black card, profane something. I pay X life, or I pay into X and you lose that much life. Okay, well, on that, I'm going to tap or sacrifice by like my 30 bananas.
Well, even someone asks you, hey, what do you add for life? And you say 20, and they're like, okay, well, I'll swing 22 damage at you, and you, in response, become Donkey Kong, just go silly eating bananas, and you go back up, like...
And then the other players, and then whoever is playing Kibo.
Yeah.
Thank you.
You get it, exactly. Yeah, make monkey become immense. We also have Impulsive Pilfer. It's 1 red for a 1/1 Goblin Pirate. When it dies, you create a treasure token, so it's just a great 1-drop at the beginning of the game to get you aggro swinging at people, and then it has Encore. 3 in a red, exile it from your graveyard. For each opponent, you create a token that attacks that opponent this turn if able. They gain haste, you sack it at the end step. So, number 1 is just great early ramp. Number 2 is after it dies, you pay 4, you get 4 treasures out of the 4. It's nice.
I've never seen this card before.
Which, Jolene?
Yeah. Jolene.
Yeah, exactly. I was going to say, you've missed me doing the Dolly Parton many times. Yeah. I made a deck, and the whole point of the deck was like red artifact search, so that I could go and get Helm of the Host. And I could get Helm of the Host on Jolene, and then I could go to combat and say I swing with Jolene. Oh, I made myself laugh, and then I never played that deck again. But I have it somewhere sitting there. Brian's seen me go through my decks and just being like, I make myself mad.
Yeah, he's like, I totally forgot this card was just sitting in here, and I haven't looked at it for like in 2 years.
It's pretty rough to look through my decks. But yeah, Jolene, take it away, please, Brian. It's a very cool card.
So we got Jolene, the Plunder Queen at 2, and Gruul. Human Warrior. Whenever a player attacks one or more of your opponents, that attacking player creates a treasure token. I like it. It's just like the other one that gave out the ghost things or the spirits in Strixhaven. And then if you would create one or more treasure tokens, instead create those tokens plus an additional treasure token. Sacrifice 5 treasure tokens and put 5 +1/+1 counters on Jolene.
It's pretty cool because like Jolene effectively acts as like a treasure doubler, and when you do have the multiple Jolene's out, you can sacrifice a lot of treasures really fast and really beat face with a Jolene. Like I swing with 5 Jolenes and you're like, okay, well I'll block your real commander and then 3 of them, and I'm like, the other one is a 30-30. Gets pretty big, yeah. We've got Mages of the Wheel, so we can reset hands a little bit. 2 in a red for a Human Wizard, 3/3. You pay 1 in a red, you tap it, you sack Mages of the Wheel. Each player discards their hand, then they draw 7 cards.
I like it. Sometimes you gotta mess with people's hands.
Yeah, I like it.
Then we got Marching Duodrone, 2 colorless, construct. Whenever Marching Duodrone attacks, each player creates a treasure token. Oh, Daniel.
I love Marching Duodrone so much. It's fun to say, like, hey, can I hit you for 2? I want to give everyone a treasure token. It's fun. I love it. The next one I have in this deck for a pretty dumb reason. Let me walk you through it without swearing. So it's Sarenth Great Worm. It's 4, 1 red, 1 green for a 7/6 worm with trample. Whenever a land enters the battlefield, you create a tapped Power Stone token. It's an artifact with tap to add a colorless. It can only be spent to cast a non-artifact spell. That's not good. Those tokens are not great. I consider them they're the equivalent of excrement. There we go. We made it around there.
There you go.
And then I put them in the deck specifically because you make so many of them so fast. I'm just going to skip ahead to a enchantment here, and it's Street Urchin. It's 1 in a red, and its commander creatures you own have pay 1, sack another creature or artifact. It deals 1 damage to any target. So you fling them at it's a monkey. He throws you get it. You understand?
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's the whole point. It's a long way for a not very good joke, but it is a really fast way to get to your Hellkite Tyrant win.
No, makes sense. Just making more.
Yeah, it's. I wish those Power Stone tokens didn't suck so much. If they tap for just a colorless, they would be just phenomenal cards. But they don't. They're pretty bad. Pretty not good. But it is whenever any player does, so it's pretty cool. All right, Brian, next one is you.
Yeah, obviously. So this is my favorite card, Seaboard Muse. We got 3, 2 green, Spirit. Untap all permanents you control during each other player's untap step. And it's a 2/4.
That makes a lot of bananas.
Sure does.
Makes a lot of bananas. Yeah, I love the Seedborn-like effects in a deck like this.
You can just get all your bananas on everyone else's turn, too.
Well, yeah, the fact that every time it goes around, I'll be able to make 4 bananas to get to my turn. Whoever's turn it is kind of inconvenience. Like, if you're after me, you only get the 1 banana, and the next player, I guess they only will get 1 because I keep doing it at the end step. So the third player is the only one who gets 2 bananas.
Yeah.
No, the second one you get 1 banana, then 2 bananas, and 3 bananas. Turn order matters.
Sure.
Yeah. But yeah, no, Seedborn's pretty great. I also really like this card, Shizuku, Color of Autumn. It's 1 and double green for a Snake Shaman. It's a legendary creature, 2/3. At the beginning of each player's upkeep, that player adds 3 green to his or her mana pool. This mana doesn't cause mana burn until in turn this mana doesn't empty from that player's mana pool as phases end. So you're not stuck using it right away. It's just, again, very solid early ramp. Like, if everyone's on curve and I play this on my, like, if I have 3 mana, I played 3 like I played a land, played this, it goes to Brian's, Brian plays a land and is also at 3. This takes Brian from 3 to 6 and changes the game phenomenally.
Yeah. You and your ramp.
Yeah.
Then we have Skyline Despot, 5 and 2 red. It's a dragon. Flying, when Skyline Despot enters the battlefield, you become the monarch. At the beginning of your upkeep, if you're the monarch, create a 5/5 red dragon creature token with flying. And it is a 5/5.
Pretty solid.
I like it.
Yeah. We also have a Tireless Provisioner. 2 and a green for an Elf Scout, 3/2 with landfall, which I love. Whenever a land enters, by the way, the new Elish Norn, nuts. If anyone plays it against me, I'll stab them. Man, it's somebody in one of the comments when I put that up called it Can't Harmonicon, and I think that's so funny. It acts as a panharmonicon to double R's, but makes it so that no permanent's entering. If I was like doing like my normal shenanigans where I'm like Field of the Deading kind of thing in like a Windgrace deck, and somebody flashes that in response, I might have an actual brain aneurysm. Oh man, that and like Whirlwind Denial. People don't play Whirlwind Denial enough, but I've had mass land enter get Whirlwind Denial, and it's not great. It's pretty mean. That's my tangent there. So this is whenever a land enters, you get a food or a treasure token, which is great for ramp and also just great for gaining life. Again, there's a lot of ways to gain life in this deck.
All the bananas.
Yeah.
Then we have Veteran Explorer. It's 1 green, Human Soldier Scout. When Veteran Explorer dies, each player may search their library for up to 2 basic land cards and put them onto the battlefield. Then each player who searched this library this way shuffles it. I like that's not tapped.
Yep. Again, just nice solid ramp, get things going. Enchantments is where you can cut the budget of this deck down a lot. You don't need to run the expensive ones that we're going to get to, but they're going to help, obviously. Yep. So, number 1, this isn't one of the expensive ones, but it's a great one that you don't see very much. This is Awakening. It's 2 and double green. At the beginning of each player's upkeep, you untap all creatures and all lands. Again, great for monkeying around.
Yeah, you played that, and
yeah.
I needed to make a note of this card.
Yeah, that's the one that got my monkey pretty out of hand.
Yep.
Because I had one of the other cards out too. So yeah, Awakening is really, really great. It does it for everyone, but usually if you're running cards like this, you are the player who wants the untap significantly more than the rest of the table. So like, boo-hoo, they get their creatures untapped.
That's just gonna bother the aggro player.
That's what I mean. Like, sure, like a token player might, but then again, they might leave you alone because they get their stuff untapped every time they swing. So, but like again, like Brian and I both like really, really love playing Selvala and stuff, right? And something like parlaying 4 times a go around is great. Like any of those,
it's a dream.
Yeah, any of those. Kinesos is one of the ones I'm building. That's the new like Kraken Octopus thing, and it has 3 and then 1 either green or blue. And you look at your top card. If it's an Octopus, Kraken, Leviathan, or something, you put it into play. Yeah, I'll risk everyone untapping their lands so that I can roll that dice twice a turn and get my 8/8 octopuses out. I'm okay with that trade, right? So Awakening's really good. That reminds me, I need to see if I have an Awakening in this pile.
Next, we have Curse of Opulence, 1 red. It's an aura curse. Enchant player. Whenever enchanted player is attacked, create a gold token. Each opponent attacking that player does the same. Yeah,
it's just basically a treasure token. Treasure's gold.
Yeah, and anyone that's a problem becomes the opulence.
I love this next card, and I've put it in so many decks this year. It should have been on my favorite cards of this year. I think if I didn't mention it, it's one of them as well. This is Descent into Avernus. It's 2 and a red. At the beginning of your upkeep, you put 2 descent counters on Descent into Avernus. Then each player creates X treasure tokens, and it deals X damage to each player, where X is the number of descent counters. Normally, that gets pretty out of hand, but like you're making everyone kind of gain life with these bananas, so it's not as bad. But if you're on your monkey curve, you've got the ability to they now get 2 treasures and a banana every turn, and if everyone uses them, that's 3 on Brian's turn, 6 on the next turn, 9 on the next turn. So, like, you're coming back to an 11/11 Kibo already. That monkey gets so big.
Yep.
That monkey should have been the Godzilla skin for sure. King Kong skin? Yeah.
Yeah, you've played that a couple times now, and yeah, it's really been a problem.
I love Descent into Avernus. It makes a game like go quick.
Yeah, it does. It definitely puts a timer.
Deck? Mogus is fun. I hope you recreate that one.
I want to. I do. I really want to.
Yeah, the group slug.
Mm-hmm. Obviously, you're going to have a Dictative Karametra in here. 3 and 2 green. With Flash, whenever a player taps a land for mana, that player adds 1 mana to his or her mana pool of any type that land produced.
Yeah, I like that one.
Yep.
You take the next one because you like it. It's not the version you like as much, but I know you still like it.
It's not the baby dinosaurs, but we do have Doubling Season here. 4 and a green enchantment. If an effect would create one or more tokens under your control, it creates twice that many of those tokens instead. If an effect would put one or more counters on a permanent you control, it puts twice that many of those counters on that permanent instead.
Monkey. Yeah, it gets so big.
In both aspects, I get double bananas and double +1/+1s.
Yeah, every time. Again, that's 6 every time someone, if each player sacks 1 banana per turn, that's 6 counters every go around. The monkey needs trample.
Yep.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. It's fun how fast this can become like a Voltron commander.
If you definitely build it that way, it definitely could. Can you imagine giving that monkey some swords?
Yeah, the monkey swords. So I like it. We've got Heartbeat of Spring, 2 and a green. Whenever a player taps a land for mana, they add 1 mana of any type that land produced. I like that one.
I need to get some more of those, or some of those.
They just got reprinted and they're a great price right now, like $2.
That's not bad at all. Then we have Instill Energy, 1 green, enchant creature. Enchanted creature is unaffected by summoning sickness. Pay 0, untap enchanted creature. Use this ability only during your turn and only once each turn.
Yeah. So you can just double banana your turn. I like it.
Yeah, no, it's doing exactly what you want to do. I want another banana.
Right. We also have a Mana Flare in this deck. We've got 2 and a red. Whenever any player taps a land for mana, produces 1 mana of the same type. Another just like great accelerate the game card.
Yeah. And basically everything I'm seeing in here is an accelerate the game card.
Yeah, the game goes pretty quick when you have a group hug player. That's why a lot of players like to kill a group hug player, but they have no sense of humor.
Yeah, they don't want to see everyone else. They just want to. Yeah. They want to dominate.
And that's when you go to chaos.
Yep.
Yeah.
Next up, Parallel Lives, 3 and a green enchantment. If an effect would put 1 or more token onto the battlefield under your control, it puts twice that many of those tokens onto the battlefield instead.
Yep, that one is really good. You get again more bananas. Never seems to end the amount of bananas that you can pull up in something like this. We also have Primal Vigor, which is another one. I've gotten this out in both of my monkey games. Oh no, in one of the ones on camera I didn't get it out, but I did get it out in another. So 2 out of my 4 games with it so far, I've got it out. It is 4 and a green. It's an enchantment. If 1 or more tokens we put onto the battlefield, twice that many are put on instead, which is awesome because now everyone's getting double bananas. And if 1 or more 1/1s would be placed on a creature, twice that many are placed on instead. So again, it is also doing what I want for me with my monkey stuff, but it's spreading that around and again making double bananas for everyone each turn.
That's all you really want. You want those bananas.
Like Brian said, it's at a certain point people are going to stop using the bananas. They don't want the monkey to grow anymore.
Actually, if the Ozolith is out.
Yeah, the Ozolith is pretty crazy.
Next up, we have a Reign of Riches, 3 and 2 red. When Reign of Riches enters the battlefield, create 2 treasure tokens. When the first spell you cast each turn that mana from a treasure was spent to cast that has Cascade.
Yeah, it's not worded great.
No, it's not. But that's the very first spell that I use. If I use a treasure, I get Cascade on it.
Yeah,
that's pretty awesome.
I like it. I also really like this next one. I put it in a lot of decks. I shouldn't probably put it in less decks, but it's Raised by Giants. It's 5 and a green. It's a background. It's legendary enchantment. Commander creatures you own have base power and toughness 10/10 and are giants in addition to their other types. So this is how you make him King Kong.
Yeah.
Make him a monkey noble giant.
Oh, that's fantastic. And this wouldn't be a group hug deck without this card in it. Rites of Flourishing, 2 and a green. At the beginning of each player's draw step, that player draws an additional card, and each player may play an additional land on each of their turns.
Yeah, I like the ability to do that stuff. It's, you know what, like, again, this is the last episode before Christmas. It's Christmas themed when we're giving stuff out to everyone all the time. It's the holidays. What can I say except have a banana?
Yeah. You don't get cold this year. Everyone's getting potassium.
Right. We also have Stimulus Package. It is 2, 1 green, 1 red. When it enters, you create 2 treasure tokens, so that's good for us. But it also gives you sack a treasure, create a 1/1 green and white citizen creature token. So it's a nice way to get a few extra blockers there.
I actually really like this.
Yeah.
I bought a box of New Capenna. I never got any of this, but I'm going to have to go searching for this now.
I had a bunch of them. I pulled a bunch of new Kapana stuff. I think that was the last set I bought any sealed stuff from.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, and here's that card, Street Urchin, right there.
Yeah, so we already did that one.
Yeah, look at that. They could have made it look like a lad. Would have been good. Then we got Trove of Temptation, 3 and a red. Each opponent must attack you or a planeswalker you control with at least one creature each combat, if able. At the beginning of your end step, create a treasure token. If you got a big blocker that's untapped every round, why not?
Yeah, swing at me with the monkey.
You cowards.
Yeah. Come at me, fools. So we have, it's sad the Slothy's not here, because this is probably the most instants and sorceries I've put in a deck in a while. Well, in a deck that I would do for the podcast, because I am not as friendly off. So we have, first and foremost, Artifact Mutation. 1 green, this is instance, by the way. 1 red, 1 green. Destroy target artifact. It can't be regened. Create X/1/1 green saplings, where X is that artifact's mana value.
I like that. If I was played more Gruul, I would definitely be running that.
That's fair.
And then always, we're in red. We're going to be playing Chaos Warp. 2 in red. The owner of target permanent shuffles it into their library, then reveals the top card of their library. If it's a permanent card, they put it onto the battlefield.
Yep, I like that one. This next one's also really, really fun to surprise kill people. So there's so many times that people are like, I don't have the mana, but I have a response to something. Or they say like, oh yeah, like they're just having a bad game. They don't have the colors they need or enough mana. This is nice. Early Harvest. It's 1 double green. Target player untaps all basic lands he or she controls.
Oh, you're so nice.
Yeah. Sometimes it's nice to do to myself, but it's very rare that I'm casting this on myself. It's mostly casting it to someone else who has that last minute, like, I have a response, but I don't have the mana. I can counter it if I don't have the mana, like a board wipe or something.
Yeah. Makes sense. And with you being nice, you might as well take the next card too.
Yeah, so it's Fling. The monkey gets very big, very quick. It's 1 in the green. As an additional cost to cast it, you sack a creature. Fling deals damage equal to the sacked creature's power to any target.
Sometimes this monkey has to sacrifice himself.
Well, it's also a fun way to end the game. If you've given the monkey trample or something, you just like blow through one player, fling it at the next player who tries to threaten you because they realize, okay, well, Daniel's tapped out. He only has the monkey, and sure, I'll kill him. And then I'm like, I'll fling it at you.
Yeah. You left yourself open. I'm going to kill you on your turn.
And
are you?
And because monkeys fling. So it's on theme. It's on theme.
Next up, Gaia's Gift. 1 in a green. Put a +1/+1 counter on target creature you control. It gains reach, trample, hexproof, and indestructible until end of turn. I need more of these cards too.
I bought stacks of these cards. This was such a great uncommon.
That's a common.
Or sorry, yes, common. Yes, it does a lot.
I just want the indestructible and the hexproof.
Well, indestructible hexproof is great because that's going to survive board wipes. That's going to survive like a Swords to Plowshare attempt. It's going to make it bigger. So who cares? Like that's already a problem. But then also reach and trample. Like that's you.
Even
okay,
more problems.
Yeah, I'll swing. Daniel has a 75/75 monkey, but like I've got a giant. I've got my commander and it's double strike. So I'll just try kill him in the air. I give the monkey reach. It slaps your puny Ur-Dragon off the face of the earth.
Yep.
Yeah, and it gives him trample, which again the monkey needs. The monkey needs trample.
100%.
Yeah, we've also got Harrow, 2 in a green. As an additional cost to cast it, sack a land, search your library for up to 2 basic lands, put them onto the battlefield, then shuffle.
Always.
Mm-hmm.
And then we have Rampage of the Clans, 3 in a green, not a red, sorry. Destroy all artifacts and enchantments. For each permanent destroyed this way, its controller creates a 3/3 green centaur creature token.
This is a really fun alternate win con, because like you can just stockpile bananas, right? Like you just, I don't need them, I'm just making them for everyone else. They're just simple bananas. Don't worry about these 80 bananas I have over here, and then suddenly these 80 bananas are green centaurs.
Yep.
Yeah, I really, really like Rampage of the Clans in a deck where I've got a lot of artifact stuff going.
I've never seen that one, but yeah, that actually looks like a lot of fun. Plus, it seems like a card that I would absolutely hate.
I was going to say, it's for a lot of people who are playing like stuff like Greater Oromancy, what's the green and right one? Sterling Grove. Stuff like that where you can't specifically target, or all art, like Padding, giving all artifacts hexproof and stuff. Sometimes a mass sweep is really, really nice.
Well, what is it? So you have Sterling Grove, and then you have Greater Oromancy, so the two block each other out, right?
Yeah, exactly.
So you can't even touch anything.
Yeah, so it's nice to sometimes sweep them, and lots of times there's a problematic enchantment player in your group, and if you don't think there is, that's you. Yeah, Brian's over there smiling. Yeah, so Rampage of the Clans is a pretty rough one.
And then we got one of your favorite cards.
Yeah, Second Harvest is also just a great card. I really like this one. 2 double green. For each token you control, you create a token that's a copy of that permanent. Again, we make the Banana Storm. We're simple people here.
Or I make my Rampage of the Clans, and then I double down.
Rampage of the Banana Clan?
Yep. True. Just banana around.
Yeah, exactly. You get it.
And then we have Wild Magic Surge, 2 red. Destroy target permanent opponent controls. Its controller reveals cards on the top of their library until they reveal a permanent card that shares a card type with that permanent. They put that card onto the battlefield and the rest onto the bottom of their library in a random order.
Yeah.
Do you hit one of your bananas and just get an artifact?
Yeah, technically you could. It's opponent controls, so you'd have to do it to them. But still, it's still fun to. I like it. It
seems like a good idea.
Wild Magic Surge is really fun, and then so is this next one. I really like Will's Reversal. It's 2 in a red. Instant. Choose target spell ability with 1 or more targets. You roll a d20 and add the greatest power among creatures you control, which is, again, as I've mentioned, like a broken record, usually immense. The monkey gets out of control.
It should be 15 plus on this card.
I didn't think that the monkey was going to be so silly, but the monkey's power it's incredible. It's Dragon Ball Z before they got the tails cut off level power. It's crazy. It's over 9,000. This monkey's big. It's a big monkey. So it's 1 to 14. You may choose new targets for that spell or ability, which you're pretty much like, there's almost no way that you're ever going to hit that one. You're getting 15 plus. I believe in you. And if it's 15 plus, you may choose new targets for it, then copy it, and you can choose new targets for the copy. There is nothing more insulting than somebody trying to, like, swords my monkey, swords me in the face, and then I Will's Reversal it. The monkey's power is 85. I don't even roll a dice, and I laugh about it, and then exile their commander, and they're like Seedborn. This is a threat. Yeah. It's Will's Reversal is a great card for if you have a commander that gets really big like that, or if you just like to roll dice.
That's me.
Yeah, exactly.
I want to roll dice.
We've got a few lands in here that matter, and by a few I mean 2. Number 1 is Kessig Wolfrun. It taps for colorless, or X, 1 green, 1 red. Target creature gets XO and gains trample until end of turn. Again, you're pretty much going to be able to one-shot people with this monkey. Like, it gets pretty big, but even if it doesn't have the counters on it, you have a lot of mana in this deck, as you may have seen. So even if somebody just killed a monkey and you don't have the Ozolith out, it is not unreasonable to think that you're just going to be like, I will give the monkey plus 20 plus O and trample. Die.
I'm going to sacrifice my bananas to try to stay alive. My monkey gets bigger.
The monkey gets bigger, and it's still commander damage. That's the other thing you got to remember, that the monkey is commander damage.
Yep.
It's gross. We also have Rogue's Passage, which because, again, 4 mana is nothing to this card, and target creature can't be blocked is a problem.
100%.
It's a very big problem very quickly. And now, yeah, we'll get into our last little segment here, which is sorceries, but again, like I said, even going back through this list, I'm loving it. I love this list so much. It's silly.
And seeing this, so Daniel Blasphemous acted while his monkey was giant, so everyone lost their stuff.
Yeah, the monkey only needs 9 counters, or bad at math. The monkey only needs 11 counters? So that's 3 turns around until you can Blasphemous act the field without problem?
Yep. Yeah, so we were playing, and we had a pretty good board state going, and then Blasphemous act took the board, and everyone got wiped except for Dan's monkey.
Yeah, that monkey was silly. Now that game will be up on YouTube too. Great spot to plug it. Go check out our YouTube games. They're really fun. I have a great time laughing with my friends, and you can see that I am an idiot while we play games. It's pretty entertaining. I play some silly things, and I try to swear not as much. So sorry, YouTube.
Yeah. Sorry, Papa YouTube.
But yeah, no, Blasphemous Act is it's one basically you almost always cast it for 1 red. It's 8 and a red if you don't, and 1 less for each creature on the battlefield, 13 damage to each creature. That's a lot. That's going to kill most things.
Yeah. Unless I'm sitting there with one of my sneaky cards, I give my stuff indestructible, or I disappear from the plane.
Yeah, that would work. We also have Brass's Bounty, which is 6 and a red. For each land you control, you create a treasure token. That's lots of extra treasures, which is nice.
I need to pick up, I think I picked up like 1 or 2 of these, and then I like stupidly traded them away without realizing it.
The next one?
No, Brass's Bounty.
Oh, okay. Well, take the next one.
Yeah, so then we have Chandra's Ignition, 3 and 2 red. Target creature you control deals damage equal to its power to each other creature and each opponent. Who hurt you?
Yeah, the monkey becomes so big so fast.
Sometimes you do have to just put an end to the game.
Yeah, sometimes it's time to go to bed. And Chandra's Ignition, ignite those friendships, set them right ablaze. Yep. Right? We also have... Go ahead.
I was going to say, then we have the fancier Chaos Warp, but take it away.
Chaotic Transformation, another one I wish this was an instant. It's 5 and a red. You exile up to 1 target artifact, up to 1 target creature, up to 1 target enchantment, up to 1 target planeswalker, and or up to 1 target land. That's great. It does a lot, and then for each permanent exile this way, its controller reveals from the top until they reveal a card that shares the type with it, puts it on the battlefield, and shuffles. It's just a phenomenal piece of removal, and exile really does matter.
Yep. Like getting rid of something so they can't bring it back is like a game changer. Just like I don't have to worry about that for the rest of this round or this game. So
there's some pretty problematic pieces, right?
Yep. And then we have Cleansing Wildfire, which is 1 and a red. Destroy target land. Its controller may search their library for a basic land card, put it onto the battlefield, tapped, then shuffle their library, draw a card. I would have to agree that there are some problematic lands as well.
Yeah. There's even still like you don't have to play this card that offensively and stuff, right? I can just say like, hey Brian, I just need to draw a card. I'm gonna blow one of your planes up, go get another planes or something. You know, like
as long as I have more planes.
Yeah, it's a 1-for-1, right? It just gives me the card draw if I need it. But it is nice to sometimes, again, like my Kessig Wolf run with the monkey out is not something that should stay out. Or like some people are running like crazy stuff, like people do run Gaia's Cradle, like Bazaar of Baghdad's. A Field of the Dead is a really great card to strip off the field, like
Tabernacle.
Yep, Tabernacle is also a great card to remove. I don't know what kind of monster play group you're playing with, Brian, that you would bring something like that up. I don't even know. Yeah, whatever way I am on the screen.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I like the flavor text on this one too. That every rebirth looks like a death.
I was going to say the same thing.
Yeah, it's
great minds, sir.
It's a beautiful card.
And you know, it kind of rings true to here on the prairies too, and up in the mountains. Like we get those wildfires a lot, and everything just kind of, you see it just all kind of grow back after.
Yeah, looks nice. We got some nice places out here. You take this next one here, Brian.
We got Collective Voyage, 1 green, join forces. Starting with you, each player may pay any amount of mana. Each player searches his or her library for up to X basic land cards, where X is the total amount of mana paid this way. Puts them onto the battlefield tapped, then shuffles his or her library. I've noticed that on some cards, wizards will word things like chaotic transformation. They could have put up to 1 bracket, and then like on this one they put in too many commas. It makes some weird sense.
Collective Voyage is great though. Again, lots of people, like you're gonna have so many banana tokens. It's easy to throw bananas into permanent lands.
Yep. Oh, I would if I can get more sustainable and something that's not going to make your thing bigger.
Yeah, well, and that's the other thing too, right? You're throwing away. Sure, the monkey grows a little bit, but that's okay. The monkey's going to grow the whole game, right? We also have Cultivate, because I just put Cultivate in every green deck. It's just a card I believe goes in green decks. It's 2 and a green. It's search your library for up to 2 basic lands, reveal them, 1 into the battlefield tapped, 1 into your hand, then shuffle.
Obviously, I put all of these ramp cards in all of my green decks. Like it's obviously, I've noticed that you don't have that many other than Harrow and Cultivate. a couple little mana dorks, you really don't have like the ramp spells that I would typically see within a red, but I'm going to assume that's because of
the monkey. The monkey. Yeah, you hit your own land ramp so fast, right?
Yep.
Like you only have to. Basically, all I'm looking for in an opener is like maybe a mana dork, maybe a soul ring, but like, you know what I mean? Like just a mana dork and 2 lands, I'm pretty good to go.
Yep, exactly. That at least gets you started, and then you get making bananas.
Yeah,
and then
I'll pretty much keep any hand in this deck with with that. Like unless I draw like the Hellkite Tyrant, the Despot. Like if I'm drawing like that like if I draw my biggest mana cards, then I'll probably mully.
No, it makes sense.
Yeah. We have another one of the same kind of theme cards that I just talked about, which is Geomancer's Gambit. It's 2 in a red.
The art on this card.
Yeah, it's very cool looking, right? 2 in a red. It's destroy target land. Its controller may search the library for basic land, put it on the battlefield, then shuffle and draw a card. I also like the flavor text on this one as well. Telepathy changes minds, necromancy changes lives, but geomancy changes the world.
Ooh. Yep.
Yeah, it's again. Land destruction has to become a little more normalized and stuff because there's too many very good lands. There's I play Maze's End. I have a lot of Maze's End decks. You don't want me to just like sit there and like win the game by turbo ramping stuff up. They've made so much to like fetch my cards now that at this point Prime Titan being banned doesn't even make sense.
Yeah.
You know?
This next card I don't think I've actually seen. Involuntary Employment, 3 in a red. The art looks relatively funny. And gain control of target creature until end of turn. Untap that creature. It gains haste until end of turn and create a treasure.
I like it. I think you'd like the next one a lot too. This is really fun to get out when people have a lot of your bananas out. You take this one, Brian.
I actually pulled one of these, which is so interesting. So 5 and 2 red, each player reveals a number of cards from the top of their library equal to the numbers of non-land permanents they control. Puts all permanent cards they revealed this way onto the battlefield and puts the rest into their graveyard.
It's over the top, by the way. That's the card.
Oh, yes, over the top.
So first up, this is just a great card in general, right? We have a lot of permanents in this deck, and there's a lot of decks that like run. Like if I'm group hugging, I'm trying to help people out. If someone's been annoying all game with like a bunch of counter spells, and I know they're like a really instant and sorcery heavy deck, this just wrecks them because like it's the number of permanents, right? So if they have if I've collective voyaged, and everyone's got like 30 lands out, and I play this, oh no, non-land permanents they control. Okay, we're good. But
better.
But still, even with the number of bananas you give out, this card gets pretty silly pretty quick, and you can like end up making people throw like 30 or 40 cards in the grave that they didn't want to.
All their instances and other counter spells and everything.
Teferi's Protection or something.
I would hate you.
Right. We've also got Tempt with Discovery because, again, I need to fetch those. I just put it in every group hug deck because it's, again, great to go help people out. 3 and a green, Tempting Offer, search your library for a land, put it on the battlefield. Each opponent may search their library for a land and put it on the battlefield. For each opponent who searches their library this way, search your library for a land, put it on the battlefield, then each player who is searched shuffles. I just like to tell everyone that I'm already going to get Kessig Wolfrun. That's the only land in my deck that I care about. I'm already getting it. You're not stopping me from getting it. If you want a land, like, you can feel free to go get a land. If you want to strip mine me, I'm just going to attack you with the monkey every turn until you're dead. So you're welcome to go fetch a strip mine to get my land. But again, then you'll just because the monkey's not unblockable doesn't mean the monkey can't attack. Trust me, the monkey can attack. Trust me, the monkey can attack, my friends.
And on attack, they have to sacrifice an artifact?
Yeah, true. The monkey should have Annihilator. That would have been great.
No.
I'll let you take this.
Nothing should have Annihilator.
Annihilator's great. I'm in the middle of making a second Eldrazi deck. I've got 2 of them stacked up over here, Brian. The people I play with are animals. Don't worry. The Annihilator's
I'm not an animal.
You've been a delight lately, Brian. But there's a few players who are getting some double Annihilator triggers swung at them coming up soon.
So the next card that we have here is Thud. So it goes along with the Fling. Fling and Thud. 1 red. As an additional cost to cast the spell, sacrifice a creature. Thud deals damage equal to the sacrificed creature's power to any target.
Yep. That's a problem.
Yep. Especially if the monkey be big.
The monkey is very big. Again, it doesn't... 40 counters. You have a doubling season in this. You have a primal command. and you have a, because you got to remember, we have an Ozlith, right? We're not even that inconvenienced by throwing the monkey at somebody and then just recasting the monkey and go, like, I go to main phase, or like, let's say I swing at Brian with the monkey. Okay? The Ozlith's out, I kill Brian. I go to the next player. I fling the monkey at them. I replay the monkey. Then I just thud them.
Monkey won't be big. You have to wait till
combat. That's fine. That's fine. I can wait one turn. I'll thud and then fling. Regardless, the monkey's a problem. And then we end our list off. Yeah, we end our loving monkey list off with Titania's Command, which is just a phenomenal card that I've been in love with ever since it's been printed. I've been putting in a lot of decks. 4 double green, you choose 2. Number 1 is exile target player's graveyard, and you gain 1 life for each card exiled this way. This is going to hose a lot of decks. This is a problem card. It's mean, and it's more life gain, and you're gaining a lot of life in this. The other is search your library for up to 2 lands, put them on the battlefield, tap, then shuffle, which is, again, great. That's awesome. Or you can make 4 Power of Bears, which is awesome. Or you can put 2 1/1 counters on each creature you control, which your board cares about.
You're obviously making the bears.
Yeah, I generally make the bears as extra blockers and get the lands. But if I have I've got a few decks where I put this in Tanazir, where every time Tanazir attacks, attacking creatures get his power. Mm-hmm. So it's very nice to, number 1, put all these on my little Eldrazi swarm, 0/1 Eldrazi's, or Birds of Paradise things. And then they also get +6/+6 from Tanazir swinging. I love my my Simic Boros, my Simic aggro deck. Tanazir's a really cool time. I really have to do maybe that's in the new year. Brian and I were talking about some ideas for some of the Patreon stuff that we're doing, because we're also bringing the Patreon stuff back. So yes, now that we've got more time a little bit, we're going to be doing a little more of the Patreon stuff again. So check that out in the new year. It'll be great. Lovely time. Great plug. But I might just do a bonus episode on all of them with the I love the decks. They're some of my more budget friendly decks, and they're really, really fun to play. They're, I think, built really well. I always have a blast playing them. I really like Strixhaven's color shifting.
Yep.
So yeah. That is my monkey list. This is my Christmas deck. It's
I really enjoyed the monkey. When we played it, when you played it those 2 games, I really enjoyed the deck. I wish I got to see a little bit more of it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll just leave those comments at that.
Yeah.
Hey.
We played, when that game goes up, it's going to be just 2 back-to-back games where we just picked up and shuffled up because somebody got a win off really early, and I was like, well, I'm not done playing the monkey, so we played another one. Brian lovingly got his commander, stole it in the deck, built entirely around playing his commander, trying to have fun.
Don't judge me on the behaviors that you see.
Yeah. I'll just have to cut Brian out.
Yeah.
No, yeah, this deck is really, really fun. I want to know how other people would have built Kibo. Would you have gone more of a tribal? Again, if you put Maskwood Nexus in, everything's a monkey, so everything gets a lot of counters, and the counters spread across are really big. Or would you have made you could go Changeling Tribal with this? You could go pure Group Hug. You could have gone really, really big into X spells. If you don't want to go so much into in a similar list, if you want to just strip a lot of the cost out of this deck, you can run it pretty much the same. Just strip the token doublers out for Comet Storms, Fireballs, stuff like that, because you're going to have a lot of mana out.
Yeah, I think this one would be really fun to even play some of the Rancor or some of the enchantments and so, or enchant creatures on them. Yep. I think that could be a lot of fun. Oh, I'm surprised that you didn't even have in that new aura in here that it starts with a +1/+1 and every turn it doubles.
Oh, Hydra's Growth, yeah. That could get pretty out of hand pretty fast.
Yeah, the Scoot Swarm of enchantments.
Really fast.
Especially because it doubles the number of +1/+1s, right? So it does it if you already have them there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the monkey does get pretty crazy pretty quickly. It's just a really fun deck. The mana curve on it seems pretty high, which is it says 3.45. But again, that's not really that high for a not competitive kind of deck. You've got 18 in the 3 slot, 9 in the 2, and 11 in the 1. So you have a pretty large 38 cards are going to be 3 mana or less in this deck. and then another 13 are 4 or less. So once you hit 3 mana with this, you're pretty set to go.
Yeah, I always try to get a nice low mana curve. It's not too bad at all for this one, especially with the amount of mana that you're going to have.
Scrolling down, if you scroll down to the token section that it recommends for this, I need a stack of these.
Yeah, you need those bears.
That's what I'm saying. What are we talking about? That bear token's incredible. The Brothers War bear token in foil is something I need in my life. It's like a bear that's like just going across like a ripped apart like mech. That's wicked.
I would say that this bear would win in our ongoing comments.
Yo, true. I really, really like that one. That's a weird treasure token, the Urza's Glasses treasure. I don't like that. That's not great. It's not a good treasure token at all. But the bear token is amazing. Anyways, I'm ranting. Thank you guys so much for getting to the end of our episode. I will roll my music. If you like what you see, feel free to check out our website, into99.com. All of our content is found there. It's really, really easy to get to. We've been doing a lot of streams, so come check the streams out while we're doing them live. They are a real blast. It's fun to interact with the chat. You can see some of that in the games. We talk back with the chat as well. Just thanks again to everyone who's come out, liked, subscribed, listened. It's been a great time making content and interacting with people. I love when people message me deck lists and show me the things they've been building. So yeah, thank you again for being with us throughout this year. Our next episode should be fun. We are again not here for the next one. We are taking that holiday off. And yeah. Any comments, Brad?
Oh, have a good one, guys. Yeah, I'm happy to be back, and I'm looking forward to hitting up a bunch more episodes.
Yeah.
And watch me get salty on stream.
Yeah, the streams are pretty fun. I love all the stream comments of just like, Tybalt's Trickery, Brian's Soul Rig, do it.
Yeah, I'm happy to see that the Kill Brian First has not died.
Yeah, the people like what the people like. Again, thank you guys so much, and have a great day. Oh, and also, if any of these cards are expensive, and you don't want to buy them, but you still want to make the deck, go to your game store, buy the majority of these cards, and then just order like a proxy doubling season. Go to abyssproxyshop.com. Promo code IT99 is going to get you a discount at checkout. And yeah, that's a very, very good way to make decks on the cheap. You don't have to do it. Like I said, it's better that you're buying 90% of the cards from your LGS than 0% because you don't want to make the deck if you don't have the 2 expensive cards you need, like this $30 monkey. And yeah, now my song's run out.
Peace.
Roll my song one more time. No, kidding. Have a good one, guys. Bye-bye.